In this lesson, we'll cover loading structural column types. So let's say we want to change one of our columns to a different column type. Let's go ahead and zoom in around the lower left column by the F grid. Go ahead and select that column. Now, if you want to change the type of that column, once selected, you could click the drop down for types, and I can see here I could select a different type and different size for this column. But let's say the one we want to use isn't in the current Revit project. How do we get it into that project? Well, let's click in the background to deselect. Now, let's go to the Insert tab on your ribbon. Once on the Insert tab, click Load from Family. When you click Load Family, let's browse to our Structural Column folder, and we'll select some new columns to bring in. So go to Structural Columns, double-click the folder. Now choose your subfolder for the columns. In this case, I'll double-click Steel. And now choose the type of column you want to bring in. I'm going to choose the HSS Hollow Structural Section column. Click Open. Now, after you open that file, it'll present to you all of the different individual types by size of these columns you could bring in. And as you can see, there's a lot. Revit doesn't allow you to bring them all in at once because it would just be a lot of extra space, increasing the file size that you don't need to do. So what you would want to do is simply browse through the list of the actual columns you want to bring in, hold the Control key to select as many columns as you want to bring in. Once you have those selected, click OK. That will then load those columns into this structural project. Now, once they're loaded in, go ahead and select your column again, click the Property dropdown, and now you see you have these new column types. So you could actually select now one of these columns you imported in or what you loaded, and now you're using that new column type and size that you just loaded into the Revit project. So as a review, in this lesson, we looked at loading structural column types. Basically, if a column type doesn't exist within your properties of a column, you can load that in. Use the Load Family option from the Insert tab, select the structural column folder, select a sub-element by material type, such as steel, and then select the type of column you want to bring in. When you select that type of column, Revit will present you with all the available sizes of that column. Hold the Control key to select as many sizes as you want, click OK, and now those columns are loaded into your Revit project that you can use for placing new columns or changing existing columns to these new types.